Okay, welcome to the show. My name is Ryan. Can you say Ryan? Ryan. I will be your fearless leader today. And how are you today? Are you good? Are you happy? Yeah, you're happy? Me too, I'm happy. Today is April the 19th. 19th. What day of the week is it today? Is it Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? No. Is it Friday? Is it Friday today? No, it's not Friday. Is it Saturday? Saturday? No. Is it Monday? Monday. It's Monday today. It's Monday, the first day of the week. So welcome to the show. And if you're new to the Patreon podcast here live from Sriracha, this is this is entertainment for adults with brain injuries, if you couldn't tell. And I am your host, Ryan Cook, who also happens to play guitar and offers music therapy in today's program. Okay, so here I am on the telephone looking at it, and I forget why it's in my hand. So the first step of having an injury in your head is to try and stay focused. So I have the set list today that's made up of requests from Patreon. This is from last week. I asked what songs last week I had a cold, and I performed songs that I could only ever sing when I have a cold. And I asked what other songs you'd like to hear, and this is the list in my handwriting. How nice is that? That's a kayak, the letter K. Kayak. Okay. So, we know what day of the week it is. It's Monday, April 19th in Canada and the USA and in Germany, England, in Vietnam, Thailand. How's the weather where you are today? How's the weather? Is it sunny? Is it windy? Is it cloudy? Or is it snowing? How's the weather? Oh, I'm getting different answers. I'm getting different responses from everyone in the class. Some people are saying it's snowy. Some people are saying it's cold. Some people are saying it's sunny. Today the weather is, let's look and see what the weather is. This is why I had the phone. This is a telephone. Okay, what's the temperature in Thailand? That's the first and last game we're going to play before the songs today. What's the temperature in Thailand? Let's look in the north. We'll look in the city of Chiang Mai. Anybody here ever been to Chiang Mai, Thailand? I see one hand up. I see two. The weather in the north of Thailand today is 26 degrees Celsius, 26 centigrade, and it is mostly clear. What's the weather in the south? In Phuket. We'll go to the city of Phuket, Thailand. So what did we just say it was? What did I just say it was? 29 in Chiang Mai? 26 degrees in Chiang Mai. In Phuket, in the south, it's 27. What's the temperature in Sriracha, where we are filming right now? The temperature is 29 degrees. It's backwards. It's a backwards 29. It's cloudy. It's cloudy today. And it's sunset. The sun is going down. It's 29, feels like 33 according to the telephone. Okay, so that's the longest intro I promise I'll ever do again for this weekly concert, but I wanted to try something interactive. I have this strange set list of songs. Let's do one and talk less and do a song. I have one shout out to do, and that's to Mary Beth. Mary Beth, the newest patron. And right now Mary Beth is going, what in God's name have I signed up for? Well, you signed up for more than just a middle-aged man in a sweatshirt, in his underwear, sitting on a red couch, talking to himself in what seems to be a sanitarium location. You have signed up for great songs. Lyrics too. This one's called The Cult of My Own. And this one, I'm going to go on memory. It probably goes out to Jane Beacons. Probably is the one that requested this. Well, the world's gone crazy, and I think maybe I would start a cult of my own. No yearly or monthly fees, just the minimum cost of being free when we're in a cult of my own. No logos or CEOs, we'll grow our own pigs and we'll sew our own clothes when we're in a cult of my own, a cult of my own. Well, I would imagine we'll have our own little temple in a cult of my own. And I would imagine I'll keep the sermon simple in a cult of my own. Wow, he can play the guitar though, I'll tell you that. And tap his foot too. I would imagine that we could heal ourselves and our hurtful memories in a cult of my own. And I would imagine that you could be yourself or whatever you want to be in a cult of my own. We'll put our hair in braids, we'll put our hands in the hand of a mighty good man. We'll build a little stage, we'll have the best damn show on the very front page. We'll grow a little garden, we can build a boat, you can drive a hammer, you can have a vote, because the world's gone crazy. And I think maybe I'll start a cult of my own. We'll have clear skies, sunshine, we'll never have the need for friendly fires when we're in a cult of my own. There'll be no way to hide it, the love that you feel when you find it in a cult of my own, yeah, a cult of my own. Can really play the guitar though, he can, I think. That song is called A Cult of My Own. It was written in 2016, I think. Oh, not all at once. Stop. Too much. You're too nice. You're too kind. So, we talked about how's the weather. How's the lighting, I wonder? I wonder how it looks. Does it look okay? I've just got a little bit of light left coming in from the... It's called a window. Okay, we won't do that game again. It's a window. you can see through it. I hope everyone's having a wonderful start to the week. I had a request as well for the song. Well, I had a request for a couple songs I'm not even going to play because that's how much of a gentleman I am. But seriously though, I'm going to do 5 of the songs that were requested. There are some people that comment on the videos and they get the requests. There are some people who just like to enjoy or not enjoy the videos and never comment. And of course, that's very much okay, because probably if I was a patron, what would I do? I would probably, what would I do? I am a patron of 2 different artists, at least, I think. Maybe a 3rd soon. I'm thinking about joining a 3rd Patreon. I don't comment. I'm someone who doesn't. Maybe once a year I would comment if there was a reason for me to comment, I would, or something. I don't know where I'm going with this story. These are the requests that I had here. I just want to see who it was that requested this one. It's called Gaspereau Valley. It sounds like a place in Nova Scotia. It is, because I wrote the damn song, so I know where it is. Oh, I know who requested it. It's a new patron, brand new patron, one of the newest, who messaged me on email, and I know that because that person happens to be Ian Randolph. And guess what? If it's not Ian, then who requested that song, then I am very sorry, but I am certain that it is Ian, now that I think on it. It's because basically the email address, I remember people by their email address. That's basically how my life is going these days. I remember your email address, that's how I know who you are. So the email address is entrader@gmail or something.com. And I remember when I first saw that email, Ian, I thought, I've seen this email before somewhere. How do I know this person? And the answer is I don't know. So this is called Gaspereau Valley. I'll do it in the original key it was written in. These are songs that I wrote today that I'm singing. And you might be thinking to yourself, is he always this annoying? Well, any of the folks that like to comment on these videos can type in and say, no, he's not. This is only maybe once a month or so that he's this annoying. Sometimes he acts his age. I hope I'm not showing too much lag for anyone. If I am, it is because of the weather that we talked about. It's too warm to wear pants in this city. Well, inside my own house it is. So this is a video podcast in which I seldom wear pants, whether you can see me below the waist or not. So, how does that make you feel? And the great news about that, the call and response, is that you don't have to wear pants either. I assume when I'm singing these songs to you that none of you are wearing pants. And that's how I always picture you. I got me a friend in the valley, you know she loves the music and all the sounds that set her free, believe me. And I got me a truck in the valley, well it's a 92 Sierra, a 305 with a 4-wheel drive, believe me. And I got me a friend named Tennessee, and he likes old country music the way that it used to be, believe me. Hot time, summer in the valley, we're weeping like a willow tree, young rivers and common wounds, we're picking apples and we're picking tunes. Hot times, summer in the valley, weeping like a willow tree, Young rivers and common moons, we're picking apples and we're picking tunes. There's a blue moon in the sky in the Gaspereau Valley. And I got me a friend in the valley. Well, he lives outside NoPants, and he shoots moose and coyote, believe me. And I got me friends in the valley, and in the summer they have corn boil, and one year they even invited me, believe me, reminiscing. Once I had me a girl in the valley, she drove 100 miles at 3 a.m. just to drink with me, believe me. Hot time, baby, come on back. Hot time, summer in the valley. Well, we've been like a willow tree. Young rivers and common moons, we're picking apples and we're picking tunes. Hot time, summer in the valley. We've been like a willow tree. Young rivers and common moons, picking apples and we're picking tunes. And there's a blue moon in the sky in the Gaspereau Valley. I never know what to play during that part. It's the solo section. Well, now I got me a newborn baby. Well, she weighed in at 7 pounds. And mama named her Sarah Lee, believe me. And one day she is gonna call me daddy, and I'll treat her like no other. You'll agree I'm a good daddy, believe me. When she's old, I'll tell her all the lies I told one night in an old saloon in the Gaspereau Valley, believe me. Hot time, baby, come on. My time's summer in the valley. We've been like a willow tree. Young rivers and common moons, picking apples and we're picking tunes. Hot time, summer in the valley. We've been like a willow tree. Young rivers and common moons, picking apples and we're picking tunes. There's a blue moon in the sky in the Gaspereau Valley. My apology. The ending was not perfect on that. I've just sung that song about 700 or 900 times in my life, and that time I did not play the ending entirely accurately. I was somewhat distracted because a few cars came down the street. The neighbors are home. There are 3 families that have the houses side by side here. I think all 3 houses are related because they walk back and in and out of each other's houses all day long. So I think it's 3 related groups of people that live together, and it's a very quiet street. Seldom are there vehicles or noise, but often rogue cats roaming around. So I just looked over that way, and they're all filing into their house now with their masks still on. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This is the greatest show I've ever seen, and how can I give more money right now? But seriously though, I know what you're thinking. We've been in here for 20 minutes in this chat room, and you've sung 2 songs, and you've been delirious for 14 minutes otherwise. Okay, well, the good news is I'm going to stop the camera for 1 minute. So excited I cannot say it. I'm going to stop the camera for 1 moment to make sure it does not explode of overheating. And then I'm going to come back and play 3 songs with even more stories. So, go on, 1 moment. We'll be right back. Okay, that was not a very long break at all. It's the same. We're in the same minute as we were when I stopped it. 6:59 in the PM here on Monday, April 19th. And today was the first day back to teaching music today and other courses after the Songkran holiday. It's a week-long holiday for which I was sick the whole time. And there was a COVID outbreak simultaneously, which meant that I did not leave the house much. But I like the house, so that's fine. The next request is, he's hilarious, is, well, the song's called the O.C.D Blues. It stands for the Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Blues. Who the heck requested this? Because this is an ancient song that where are the actual requests that I asked for? Oh, I'm in the wrong update here. Here they are. He's a great host as well as a musician. Sherry Bennett. My good friend Sherry Bennett from Parsboro, Nova Scotia. I wonder what's happening in Parsboro, Nova Scotia these days. Well, we'll get to that after this song. We'll talk a bit about the area of Parsboro. Now that vacation's over, I have to put on my pants more often when the camera's not rolling. But for this one moment, we will stay in one piece on the couch, relaxed. Relax. Now is the time you can relax. Have milk, have a snack, have crackers, relax. The Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Blues, a song that was written in 2009, because at the time, it was not inappropriate to write a song called the Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Blues. So I did. Would I write it in 2019 or 2020? Probably not. I don't even know if I would write humorous songs anymore because it might be too offensive for everyone. Fun times. So there were a number of Jimmy Rogers blue yodels in the 1920s and early 1930s that were called the something blues. There was the TB blues, which stood for, speaking of fun and hilarious, the tuberculosis blues. He had the California blues, and just another, 70 or 80 songs that started with something, the blues, the such and such blues. Okay? So when he sings these songs, he does what's called a blue yodel in every song. He sings the tune. They're all really nice songs, cool melodies, very similar sounding. Same 3 to 5 chords. And then he does this high blue yodel, which is it's a signature sound. When you hear it, it's Jimmy Rogers every time, okay? Front to back, it's Jimmy Rogers, the singing brakeman, the grandfather of country music, the singing cabbie from New Orleans. Okay, we get it. So I love his music and wrote this song when I first started listening to country western music as inspired by that man. It's called the O.C.D Blues, this one. We already said that, okay. And I haven't sung it in a long time. It's in the key of C sharp tonight. It's a lot of fun, you're gonna love it. Now I can't stand a thing out of place, and I don't like clutter in my space. I wear these lines on my face, looking for another way to rearrange the O.C.D Blues. When I wash the dishes dishes, they don't come clean, but I got a coupon from a magazine. I carried it around for 14 days. I was hoping for a way I'd get to spend it. Well, hey, I got the O.C.D Blues. Whoa, oh my God, why? Whoa, why must I? Well, I got a feeling called the sleepless nights. I can't rest until I get it right. I locked the door 100 times. I got the O.C.D Blues. Well, please don't touch that TV screen. I got too many reasons to wipe it clean. You know, I spent the whole weekend alphabetizing all the DVDs. I was reorganizing with the O.C.D Blues. Now, who got the car keys? Did I do that? Well, I can't remember where I put them at. Over the Frigidaire, under the bed, I've looked all over and I lost my head on the O.C.D Blues. Whoa, my God, why? Whoa, why must I? Well, I got a feeling called the sleepless nights. I can't rest till I get it right. I locked the door 100 times. I got the O.C.D Blues. I got the O.C.D Blues. Oh, thank you. I do wonder what my new neighbors think of me at times like this. I know what I think of them. I like them. So hopefully the feeling is mutual. So just a little more Diet Coca-Cola. And a great setup here. A couple things we want to remember to talk about is Parsboro, Nova Scotia on April 19th. But before we get to that, I have a fun story for you. This is a song that's called The Boy I Never Knew How to Be. Now, those of you that are still watching this, which would be probably 20% of you, whose schedule is quiet enough that you could waste this much of your day on my face and voice. This song was requested by Jim McPherson in, yes please, Southern Ontario. He's somewhere around the Smith Falls area. We never did quite figure that out, but he's a writer and a promoter. He requested The Boy I Never Knew How to Be, a song I never get requests for, which means obviously it's amazing. And it was written the same year as the Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Blues. Feels weird to say that, but at that time, the album was called Peaks and Valleys when it came out. My name is Ryan Cook, if I didn't mention that already. These are songs that I wrote. In some of the programs, I sing songs that other people wrote. Sometimes I sing songs I like to sing. Sometimes I sing songs that I could never sing until I had a cold, etc. I think there's a program that's going to come up called Songs I Never Finished Writing, which will be fun. But sometimes there are themes such as country western songs, you know, a particular artist, like a show of maybe Hank Williams or Merle Haggard songs, something like that. Anyway, overview of the whole channel. But this one's called The Boy I Never Knew How to Be, and I wrote it, this guy. I was friends with someone I did not know on Facebook. Has this ever happened to you? Can you relate to this? Okay. So the year is 2008, and I have Facebook friends, maybe 200 of them at that time. Early days for Facebook.com. 2006 was when I entered the game of Facebook. So there, in the early days, there was the occasion upon which I would have a friend on Facebook that I didn't know, I hadn't actually met, but that we had mutual friends, okay? And so you would accept the friend request because you had so many mutual friends, and you thought, maybe I saw them at such and such a place that one time. I guess we're friends. Sure, why not? Accept, okay? I offer you that because I know that some of you can relate to this, because Facebook's only been around for like 20 years now, so everyone gets the point of this story to some extent. Now I have like thousands of Facebook friends because I met so many people in my life, and I continued the trend of accepting friend requests to people I had either met for one moment in my life or had almost met, and also people that I know quite well. People that I know handsomely, you might say. So the perfect segue to the song, The Boy I Never Knew How to Be. This person on my Facebook, who will remain unnamed, was a cross-dresser, or let's see, 2009, or maybe a trans person in 2009, maybe. I can't remember exactly because it's been quite a while now. 2000, yeah. At any rate, one day, the person, I'm gonna call it a she. She posted this photo of a picture of her when she was a boy. Okay, listen, you're gonna love this story. No, seriously, in all seriousness, she posted a picture of her as maybe a 6-year-old boy. Okay, this is a grown woman. Posted a picture of a 6-year-old boy. And the photo is of her and what looks like maybe a grandparent, let's say a grandfather. And the caption for the photo is, "The boy I never knew how to be." Right? Exactly. So I was like kind of floored by that. I couldn't get it out of my head. Days, weeks, okay, go by. I'm still thinking of the boy I never knew how to be. It's like, I'll never forget this moment. And I thought, wow, I'll have to think on that for a minute. So I thought on it, and then at some point, unintentionally, this song, fell out of my guitar one day when I was singing and playing. And I guess maybe the upshot of the story being that I thought, well, can't we all relate to the boy I never knew how to be, regardless of whatever our circumstances in our life, whatever point we're at, whatever day of the week, whatever the weather is. We can all kind of relate to that. Or if you're, the girl I never knew how to be, whatever the point. The point is, we can all relate to this, right? Or I could, so who cares? I could relate to it at times. That's why I wrote it. So I write this song, and I played at the, what's it called? The Halifax Pride week. I played at they had a concert on Citadel Hill. I was hired. Early days. This is early days now. This is 2000, maybe 8. It's one of the first bands, one of the first troops I had put together. We were hired by a friend of mine to play there. And I played, and I met a guy there that became a good friend of mine in my life, and was a big fan of my music. And I played this song there, and he went on and on about this song for years, about how it was. Anyway, so there's one person that likes this song, and I don't play too often until I had a request to sing it. So how the heck does it go? No, we'll do it down here. We'll do it proper now in the key of C. I hope you enjoy it. I actually really do like this song, but I just never get requests to sing it. And it's a bit more of a poppy rock type thing on the album Peaks and Valleys. Well, I'm never gonna finalize myself, and I might be better off with someone else. So when I do what I do, you have no doubt that just like me, you'll never figure it out. Whoa. And I'm never gonna compromise my heart. I found inside of me a place to start. So when I do what I do, you have no doubt that when the sun goes down, we'll figure it out. Rest in peace, the boys we never knew how to be. Go to sleep, dreams that we can't dream. Lay me down to be whatever I'm gonna be. It set me free from the boy I never knew how to be. Compromise my heart, and I found inside of me a place to start. So when I do what I do, you have no doubt. When lights go down, we'll figure it out. Oh yeah. Rest in peace, the boys we never knew how to be. Go to sleep, dreams that we can't dream. Lay me down to be whatever I'm gonna be. Set me free from the boy I never knew how to be. Yeah, from the boy I never knew how to be. All right, it was okay. 6 out of 10. I don't play the song very often, so it sounded as it did just now. This is the last song for today's show, and I should do a solid move right before I strum the first note, and just let me reset. I always like to reset the camera after about 17 or 20 minutes. If you're new to the show, you'll know that I hate my video camera. And sometimes it overheats and it might explode. Other times I mess up a song really bad and I have to restart the video. Thanks for telling us. You're welcome. No charge. So this is the last song for today's show. You might have noticed it's 45 minutes since we started, and I've only just played the 4 songs. And I've also spoken for a long time. Some of you might even notice that my hair is darker than it normally is. And I had planned to tell you the story for why that is, if you noticed, if you didn't. But now the story is too hilarious and too long, and I've spoken too much. So it's not possible for me to tell it anymore because it won't be a funny or enjoyable story. The good news is I do have that song still to play. Now, I said something about Gaspereau, Nova Scotia earlier, and I want to circle back to that for one moment to wrap things up. Today being April the 19th, without checking, I do think it's the anniversary of the Portapique shootings in Nova Scotia. Now, obviously, there's no way for me to softly step into this conversation. So I'm just going to play this song, okay? This is the song I wrote on April the 20th of 2021. Today is April the 19th of 2000. Wait. This is a song I wrote on April 20th, 2020. Today is April 19th, 2021. If that made no sense, that's because of the boating accident that I had that we talked about at the start of the program. But needless to say, there are times when a song can describe how we feel, but words cannot so much. But poetry or song, lyrics, and music can better express how we feel sometimes. This song's called The Thin Blue Line. I sent it out to Penny Dykins, who, upon hearing this song, sent me this beautiful wooden, it's like a plaque with the lyrics to the song on it. And I've really not played it since then. So here it is, The Thin Blue Line. Written 364 days ago. No words, no way to explain the news today. Seems lately tears and rain keep falling out on the edge of the bay. There's a story making waves. The more I hear, the more and more appalling. Well, God only knows where the heart and the soul ever go when they go too far. For a matter of crime, it's a thin blue line that keeps us from falling apart. There's the long and the bad days we've had, when folks got carried away. Tonight that thin blue line faded away. No years, no fines, no justice served this time. No ceremony, 'cause no one's allowed outside. No sleep on the way for the folks out on the bay. We'll pray that they just make it through the night. 'Cause God only knows where the heart and the soul ever go when they go too far. For a matter of crime, it's a thin blue line that keeps us from falling apart. There's the long and the bad days we've had, when folks got carried away. Tonight that thin blue line faded away. 'Cause God only knows where the heart and the soul ever go when they go too far. For a matter of crime, it's a thin blue line that keeps us from falling apart. There's the long and the bad days we've had, when folks got carried away. Tonight that thin blue line, it faded away. Dead of night, that thin blue line, it faded away. Oh, I don't like to leave you like that. That seems kind of rude. Was there another request? Well, it was unintentional. I didn't know how that was going to go. Did I? I did have a couple other requests, actually. I had two others. Can I do one on the spot, I wonder? Well, one of them is also depressing, so that won't be the one. Okay, so maybe now you can see, I don't know if I spoke about this before, but one of the reasons I don't do really serious songs in my live show and on my albums, typically I do more like light material and comical, is because it's not my, it's not me to be real. That's not me. There are people out there, Sarah McLachlan, Jim Cuddy. There are people, it's weird that those two names out of nowhere came up, but there are people who, Ray Charles, there are people who can sing a serious song all the time and make you cry, make you say, that's not me. But that song I did write from my heart, and so I just leave it at that, and I don't really care to speak so much else on it at the moment. Actually, just gonna let it be. And with that being said, the show is now probably an hour long, so I will play just a couple verses of this song that was a request. I think Nancy Mullen had a request for it. It makes for a good intro song. I don't know if it makes for a good outro song. We'll find out. We won't do it in that key though. That's a little too dark, I think. That's too low. Okay. That's out of tune. This is off the Peaks and Valleys record as well. Look, you're going to hear so much about the... if you live in Nova Scotia, today's going to be a rough day because well, I don't mean like that. I just mean in terms of that last song, you're going to hear and see so much reflecting about that it's difficult as well because when that happened, right, we were basically locked down in the province of Nova Scotia, where I was when I wrote it and where I'm from. We're almost locked down here in Sriracha City in Thailand as well right now. We're heavily restricted for what we can do because we've had a variant outbreak. But at the time in Nova Scotia, one of the things when I was singing that song that came back to me so much was remembering that we were locked down. So this horrible, nightmarish event, well, it's the worst event happened historically for obvious reasons in Nova Scotia, if you're a Nova Scotian. But it happened while we were all like not even allowed out of our houses. So those were some dark days. And it's really strange a year later to think that, well, Nova Scotia's not locked down, but you look at Ontario, right? I tell you, we're living in some dark times that one day we're going to look back on, and it's going to be the Great Depression of our lifetime, probably. Unless you already lived through the Depression. If you already lived through the Depression, the actual Depression, and you're in this pandemic right now, I cannot believe you've figured out how to navigate through my Patreon page. That is wildly impressive. So in all seriousness, this is just a couple of verses here to end on. I try to keep things optimistic so that my thought was always that you could have a place to forget about all that other stuff that I just talked about. When when you listen to my songs and hear me sing and tell my superlative stories, freestyling off the top of my head. That was always my hope. 'Cause I don't care about the clothes you wear or the color of your hair. I love you, baby. You look like you're the love of my life, and you shine like the stars above me. And I don't care what the style or the season. If only you see it from these eyes, my heart just a beating, and you're the reason that I don't care for the love of a stranger. When I'm with you, baby, they won't do no danger. And all I know is I've been looking all over for a love like this. And all I know is I've been looking all over for the perfect kiss. And all I know is I've been looking all over for a dream come true, hoping what to do now that I've found you. I don't remember the song being so hard to sing in this key, and I don't think it is really. It's just my brain and my heart's way of saying we're running a little long in the show. It's time to wrap it up. Thank you for watching the show tonight, today, this morning, regardless of the weather and what province of what country you're in. Just thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me on this Patreon page while I'm finishing up the writing of an EP album that I'm hoping to release on vinyl here in the next, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 months, which is a big secret I haven't told anybody. I'm on a bit of a sabbatical from performing in Canada and the Western world, and Europe for that matter. So this is the one and only place we can get together and sing songs in the shadows, in the dark, in the quiet, in the background where nobody's paying attention, and say whatever we want and get away with it. I appreciate you so much joining me here on this program. And if you have any other requests, send them to me publicly or privately as you wish. My name is Ryan Cook, and I will be here in my underwear next time we meet. Hoping you will too. Keep your stick on the ice. We're all just getting by. Don't forget it.